Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk. Before I talk about Shaq, Ernie, Barkley, and Kenny Smith, their new home, Christian McCaffrey, what he did, but I have to give credit to, you gotta give a shout out to South Sudan, Luol Deng, and the Nigerian women's soccer team. Facing adversity, but they're able to come up to do what they got to do, man. It's also it's disappointing with the women tennis, American women tennis in the Olympic. They're not doing too well. They've been losing. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good for these women. But anyway, man, I talked about it last video, but to watch the Nigerian women doing the first ceremony, when all the boats, the first day of the Olympics, when all the boats was going around, the Nigerian soccer team, women's soccer team, they were denied entry. They were trying to get on their boat. Like I said, every team, yacht, whatever, every team, they assign you to a yacht, a boat, whatever, right? They assign you to the to the boat, and when it was time for them to get on that boat, they would deny entry, and they took that as a disrespect on that next game, they dominated ever since. So they're looking at it as a disrespect, by the French, by the people there, by the staff, the Olympic staff, how they treated them, and they've been dominating. So that's a great thing for them. And then also to see Luol Deng. Luol Deng wasn't a great player in the NBA. He was a good role player. Played for multiple teams, but injury. Injury, hurt a lot of things for him. So he still took his money to go to South Sudan, to go back home where they don't even have an indoor basketball court. Guys didn't even have sneakers, and took that team, spent his own money. Right, Luol Deng spent his own money right now building indoor basketball courts in South Sudan to make sure that kids can play, because basketball is it's not just huge in America, it's huge all over the world. Granted, the world we mostly play soccer, but still people we also play basketball too. And so, but in South Sudan they're doing so Luol Deng doing that with his own money, no sponsorship, his own money, to bring the South Sudan team in the Olympic. Hotels, flights, food, clothing, all that stuff is out of his own pocket, just to make sure his country can flourish, just to make sure to put his country on a map. And that's a lot, man, to have someone like that able to spending his money to make sure that his countrymen are successful, to put them in the best light. Sometimes people are not, the sponsors are not, players are not putting in the best light. But to have this guy making sure these guys have the best from a hotel they stay, how they play, from the jerseys they have, the sneakers, all that stuff, to make sure that the food they eat, to hire staff, strength and conditioning coaches, to hire chefs, to make sure that the nutrition, whatever the stuff they're eating, that's a lot, man. That's a lot he's doing. I'm super excited for him. I wish him well. I hope that he can get support. So, because he's doing a lot. And so that's that. Anyway, man, Christian McCaffrey, dude's a scum. Christian McCaffrey got married, a couple weeks ago. He got married. He made sure he did not invite any of the black players on the team. Now I know sometimes you go to a job, right? You go to a job, you have friends, right? You have your friends, you have people whom you're close with, whatever. So there are people I invite to my house, and there are people that I work with that have never been to my house. Of course, my house is sacred to me. And that's where my family stay. That's where I stay. That's when every chaos, when everything is going on, it's home is home. That's when I go to relax. You know what I mean? But I go to relax, have my cigars, have my Jack Daniel, whatever. I chill. So I'm very selective of who I invite to my house, and also who I call friends. If I call you a friend, we family for life. If I say that's my friend, we are family for life. So that's something that's very sacred to me. I don't throw that word around for just for anybody. People who know me would know. They know that's for a fact. Recap doesn't do that. If I say that's my friend, we family. For life. I'll break bread with you. So it's a different atmosphere. It's a different story. But Christian McCaffrey, so I understand. But what he did, let me say allegedly. Allegedly, Christian McCaffrey, when you getting married to his wife, he made sure, allegedly, from the practice squad players to the regular players, he went in the locker room, allegedly went in the locker room, put the invite and all the white players. No black players had an invite. None. So that says a lot. All the white players, all the white coaches, allegedly. Well, I'm just gonna say allegedly, but the picture's there. All the white players, all the white coaches got an invite. If you black, he did not invite you to his wedding. Which is crazy, to have a teammate. There's a lot of teammates who are like that. There's a lot of people who are like that. They show exactly who they are. And I'm sure that by him doing that, there's a lot of team. You can't show me you breaking bread with me during the games, but when it's time for personal stuff, you getting married. You have black players that they have a registry. Him and his wife, who was then his fiance, had a registry. All the players supported him. All the black players, I know for a fact. Let me say that. Like all the black players, they purchased stuff and sent to his house. A lot of the white players didn't, but they all got an invite to his wedding. Allegedly, Christian McCaffrey went to the lockers. He put the invitation and all he put the invitation to all the white players. Allegedly, the black players did not. They didn't get an invitation. White coaches, black coaches, white players all got the invite, except the black players and the black coaches, and that says a lot about him as an individual. And Christian McCaffrey been around. His dad played with the Broncos, been around black players, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see. I think Shannon Sharp probably is a godfather or something like that. His dad was a great player, and Christian's a great player too. But there's a lot of stuff you don't know about people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of these guys who are super racist. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them who are very racist. They do a lot of shady stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people on the surface. They show that, hey, I'm with you, but behind closed doors, they're not. And that's one of those moments you seen with Christian McCaffrey, seeing what he does. Anyway, I'm not gonna waste time on this loser, on this idiot. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste time on him. But that was like, you know what I mean, to purposely. I understand you have friends, right? I understand you have your your friends, people, whatever. But people who you don't even talk to, white players that he even ain't talk to, practice squad players, he makes sure he invite every last one of them. But not one black coaches, not one black player got an invite to his wedding. And that's man, you gotta raise your eyebrow on that. But anyway, TNT fumbled the ball, man. The executive from TNT fumbled the ball. I know the CEO made a comment back then, say, "Oh, we don't need the NBA." You know what I mean? We don't need the NBA. So when he made that comment, I think making that comment really hurt him. Really hurt the TNT chance of getting the contract from the NBA. So when David Stern was like, "Oh yeah, you don't need me? Okay, cool." So they didn't sign the contract, right? They didn't sign the contract. So I after that, you know what I mean? So they had an opportunity to and of course they suing the NBA because part of the contract they signed was to have a right to match any offer that they get. You know what I mean? Like when you sign as a vendor, you sign contract with different clients. Well, you might put certain clause in there, certain stipulation there. If they get a certain bid, you know what I mean, to give you an opportunity to match the bid, whatever. So that's more what it is, to have an opportunity to match that bid. You know what I mean? To see if they're able to can they do, can they do what they got to do? Are they allowed to match any bids? Are they able to see what a bid? Usually you put certain clause on the house to if you put an offer down, they reject your offer because you put that clause in. So they have to disclose all the bidders. Everybody who bid on the house, they have to disclose all of that. So TNT, they're suing the NBA for that because they feel like they should be part of that. But you can't make a comment you don't need the NBA and then they move on from you. But when you look at TNT with Kenny Smith, Shaq, Ernie, and Charles Barkley, those guys are super funny. Super funny. A lot of time there's people who tune in to watch those games on TNT, not for the actual game. They tune in to listen to these guys, talk about the game, the way they clown on each other. They're super funny. So, but that contract is gonna end. Yes, Barkley signed a 10-year deal, $200-something million, but that contract is ending. They moving on. But guess what? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of organization. FanDuel working a deal, trying to get that team to FanDuel. Amazon working a deal, trying to get that team to Amazon. ESPN working a deal, trying to get that team to ESPN. You know what I mean? So can you imagine? So of course they're looking at it to ESPN want to pay these guys money. That, of course, they clearing out the roster. They signing, they offering Stephen A. Smith some money. You know what I mean? But they trying to, if they able to, because having those guys, Kenny Smith, Ernie, Shaq, and Barkley on TNT, that was the highest rated show they ever had. Every time these guys were there, ratings to the roof. So now ESPN will be able to capitalize on that. They're gonna recoup their money, but they have a lot. They have a lot of bidder. A lot of people. It's a bidding war right now to have those guys. Amazon wants to pay each of those guys. They want to pay each of those guys, $35 million a year. You know what I mean? To sign a 15-year deal. You know what I mean? ESPN want to pay them $30 million a year to sign a 10-year deal. You know what I mean? FanDuel, all those guys, Fox Sport, all those guys are trying. All those organizations are trying their best to get these guys in to do that. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But right now, the two highest guys are Amazon and ESPN. That's what doing everything they can to have Ernie, Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Barkley to be the guys to talk about basketball when you're for them. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. So it's good to see that. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.